Get started. For those of you who didn't hear, we're on today with Jim Parker. He's gonna go through some really cool marketing news that we have for our customers and not our customers as well, as in addition to some great advice. So go ahead, Jim.
Thanks, Jess, for setting this up and managing all the tricky stuff for me. Hi, everybody. Jim Parker, the president, owner of iDRY. Some of you may know me, but been here running this business now for 5 or 6 years, and super proud of what our team has done to both develop this kiln technology and solve some major woodworking and sawmilling problems, but also the effort we put into trying to help grow our customers' businesses. And that's primarily what we're going to talk about today. We've been selling hundreds of these iDRY kilns over the last several years, and we keep finding that there just is such a huge market and huge demand for drying. You know, at the rate we sell kilns, so all the portable sawmill companies are selling 3 times as many sawmills, and they already had a lot of sawmills out there to begin with. So we just aren't quite able to keep up yet with the growing demand for wood to dry, but we're doing our best to continue to develop products and get our product out there as quickly as we can. But it's an exciting opportunity, as a lot of you might know, to be in the wood drying business. Today, I'm going to talk about the history of where I came from and where we came from as a company, why marketing became really important to me in my business and in my customers' business, and why I, as the owner of an equipment manufacturing company, even care about my customers' marketing, because that's frankly a little unusual that somebody who's building a machine to sell is spending as much time and effort as we are to then market our customers' businesses that are not our business. So we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about our progression of what we've come up with for solutions to market our customers' businesses, where that has been, where it is today, and where it's going to go. And then we'll try and answer as many questions as we can. So Jess has already pointed a bunch of you to the chat. If you find that chat feature in Zoom, if you're not familiar with it, it's kind of at the bottom of your screen. And then you can feel free to type in. We could have quite a few attendees today, so we'd prefer that you type in any questions as you think of them as I'm talking. And then at the end, I'm going to take as many of those questions as we can field in this time. We're going to try and keep it to about a half an hour, maybe go over a little bit. So if we don't get your question, don't worry, we'll answer it later, either directly to you or in a follow-up video or something. So this is all going to be recorded and then posted on YouTube and our website, and so we'll be able to watch this content forever. So to start with, I got into this vacuum kiln drying business about 20 years ago, and it was really hard. Our technology was really complicated and really expensive, and I was only able to sell a few kilns a year, and it was just a struggle all the time. At one point, I was just about out of money and out of ideas, and through some relationships with really important customers who became friends and some of my own epiphanies, I decided to take myself off the payroll and spend my last dollars to market a few of my customers' businesses for them. So rather than spending my money on ads to sell vacuum kilns, I spent that money to directly advertise my customer's business and see what would happen. It was meant to be somewhat altruistic, and generous, but also the thought was, if this works, I grow their business, they need another kiln and my business grows. And so it wasn't totally selfless, but I didn't know if it would work either. And it turned out it did. What I learned is that I always wanted to sell. I'd rather sell a kiln to a customer, an existing customer, rather than a new customer. It's much easier to onboard that customer. They already know how to use our product and everything is easier. So I liked that. And I also felt super good, genuinely felt great about seeing my customer grow. And so that's where I started. We progressed that into iDRY pretty early on in a couple of ways. First of all, we started selling a lot more iDRYs than I ever had sold before. And so it was a little bit harder to manage so many customers. We could no longer afford to spend our money to market all of our customers' businesses because there were just frankly so many customers. So what we did early on is we created a map to show where our customers were, and that was helpful for a few reasons. We could show prospective customers where customers were, we could show existing customers where other customers were, and we could show people who were maybe looking to use the services of one of our customers where they were. And it was simply a Google map that just showed those points on a map. We later evolved that into a little bit better technology where we could show more information about those customers, and we could track the incoming traffic to that site. So we could see somebody from Ohio was looking for somebody in Ohio and was clicking here and finding their way to our customer in Ohio. And so we got a lot more data analytics for that process. We spent some money to try and market it, and we spent 6 months or so measuring its success and trying to decide if that was a way that we could help our customers grow their business. It frankly was very mediocrely successful. It was a lot of effort on our part, a lot of money, kind of broken all the time, and was not directing much of any traffic as we could see to our customers. So we keep thinking. And then we realized one day that what we're trying to do is kind of be Google by having a search engine, a directory map or something on our website. And so iDRY is never going to be Google. We're much too small. We could never compete with a search engine like Google. So we started looking at, well, how many of our customers can we find on Google Maps or just by going to google.com? And it turns out very few of our iDRY customers can be found using the search engine that the vast majority of people in the world use to find things like services and products. And that's when our new marketing program, Grow, was born. And this program aims to offer our customers, and as Jess mentioned, in the future, anybody in this business, the opportunity to properly market their business, starting at what we're offering to our existing customers, which is simply getting them listed in Google as a business. And many of you may not realize this, but Google doesn't just find you. Even if you have a web page, it doesn't necessarily just find you. You need to register your business in Google for your business to show up on Google Maps, for instance, which is largely what people use to find businesses. If you're looking for a restaurant or the dentist or a lumber yard, vast majority of people in the world are using Google Maps to find that facility. So as of today, rather than trying to have one map that we created on a web page somewhere on our website and then get people to that, we are going to get all of our iDRY customers who want to be onto the broader Google map, which is where everybody's searching anyway. And we're going to do that for free for all of our customers. Jess is going to provide a link to a web page where you can register. We need some pretty basic, simple business information, your name, number, location, and so on, some of which we already have if you're a customer, but we want to get your permission to list you in Google. This is free. So we're providing the labor to do this for you for free. And then the Google listing itself is free. It's always been free and always will be. So Jess has just added that link into the chat, and I encourage all of you to click on that link, or I think you have to copy and paste it actually, and then go to that site, enter your information, and then we'll get busy at getting you listed. After that point, anybody who tries to find kiln drying services or lumber or any of your products is going to have a much, much easier time doing it. So that's our first initial step at taking what we've learned over this evolution of 20 years and trying to market ourselves and our customers' businesses into a platform that is really the mainstream, rather than us trying to be a directory, trying for us to try and be Google. And we really believe that this is going to make a big impact on all of your businesses. The next step to that is our marketing program. So we, thanks to Jess and the rest of our team, we have significantly improved our own digital marketing capabilities as a company. As a result, we've been able to grow iDRY exponentially over the years through digital marketing efforts. So that is Google ads, Facebook ads, pay-per-click, any number, YouTube, all these things that we hear about, but most of us, including me, don't know how to do properly, much more than just having a web page. So what we're launching today, and we're accepting sort of the beta users for the initial small group, is a service that we call Grow for marketing your business. So this is way above and beyond listing your business with Google. This is promoting your business and then generating leads for your business, and then giving you a customer relationship management software, a CRM software to track those leads. So Jess has built to start with in this program, a entire digital marketing coaching seminar or online learning process. So the first step in this program for you and for us is to help us all be on the same page, give you some education on what marketing your business is and should be. They're sort of laid out in video lessons and coaching lessons that you can do as much or as little of as you want. I suspect that a lot of you have the attention span that I have, which is I'd rather be out doing something than watching Jess's amazing videos and learning about something that I'd rather somebody else do. So if that's the case, then fantastic, but she's built an incredible wealth of knowledge that we feel we should share with you. So if you want to do any amount of your own marketing, you should. It can be fun. It can be really creative. And sometimes you can come up with ideas that nobody else can come up with for marketing your business. So that's the first piece of this program, is to give you an enormous amount of information and knowledge that we have gained over all these years. But then we're going to create a web page for everybody. Even if you have an existing web page, we can either use that, create our own, where we can start to funnel traffic to, and then ultimately through Google ads and Facebook ads and the digital advertising that we know how to do, we're going to be able to direct traffic to you and generate leads. This is how it works for us at iDRY. We put out ads, we generate curiosity, interest, people click on those ads, we get their information, they become a lead, somebody who's interested, and then that lead is really valuable, but frankly worthless if you don't have a method of tracking it. So if you just have the phone ringing or emails or some kind of a lead coming in, but you have no way to keep track of it, then it tends to sort of disappear. If they don't keep calling me back, I don't have time for them, and they go away, right? And so part of our marketing package includes the customer relationship management software, CRM software, which is really simple. It's on your phone. It allows you to see that lead come in and then move them through the stages of the sales process, communicate with them, text with them, keep notes. They want this kind of wood, they need drying services, get back to them on that. Helps you follow up automatically with that lead so that they don't get lost in the mess of work that we all have to do all day. And this is how we help you create a funnel so that you have customers, new prospects who are interested coming to the top, and then working them down through a sales funnel without a lot of extra work on your part to close more sales, to get new customers, to develop new services, and ultimately to grow your business. Because as much as we all rely on word of mouth, to sustain our business. Frankly, I've learned over the years that word of mouth is sometimes enough to sustain my business when things are pretty good. But when times are tougher or slower, it's not quite enough to sustain the business. And so I've always, therefore, believed in investing in marketing to create growth in my business. So even in the tougher times, that growth is starting to outweigh some of the slowdown that we all experience with the economy and things that are out of our control. And so this program called Grow, we are setting up as a subscription program. So you'd sign up for it. We get you all set up. We need to collect some pictures and some information, your company information, phone numbers, some pretty simple information from you, but we do that as simply as we can in some forms online. And then Jess and our marketing team will set it all up. We'll start running ads, start creating leads for you. And the goal being to start growing your business. We know from experience that it takes 3 or 4 months to ramp up a lead generation program for people. So one thing we're asking for anybody who's interested in participating in this service is cool your jets a little bit. Like, just relax. I know you're spending money. We've tried to keep the cost as minimal as possible for everybody's cash flow purposes, but it takes some time to create this momentum and build this snowball that eventually generates business for your business. The monthly subscription price for the Grow program is $3.99 a month. At least that's where we're starting it out. We think we can do all of this for that, which is, by the way, 1/10 the cost or less of a typical digital marketing service. Is, to do this, it's typically $4,000 or $5,000 a month, maybe more. So we're really happy with our ability to try and optimize a digital marketing program for our customers. Then the goal is to allow other people in our industry to come on board. In the future, we plan to incorporate more e-commerce, helping our customers through our software and our program to sell their products and services directly, manage their inventory of wood products, schedule services for drying or slab flattening or sawmilling or whatever, and do it all in a way that doesn't require all of you to sit down at your desk all day and stare at a screen. Very automated, very simple. So that's where we were, where we've come through our learning. We're really excited about it. We know for sure that we can help grow our customers' business. Our goal is that you succeed and grow as fast as you want to grow. And ultimately, we want you to be our next best customer. So that's pretty much it. I don't know if we've got any questions so far, but I did a pretty good job of keeping it within 20 minutes.
Yeah, if you all have any questions about this, feel free to drop it in the Q&A. That's on the bottom as well, next to the chat.
And also in this link that Jess put, you'll be signing up as an iDRY customer. You'll be signing up to get us to start putting your business out there on Google, so people will start finding you. But it'll also put you on the waiting list in case you're interested in the full-blown services. There's no other obligation than that. We're not trying to push anybody into anything, but this is the process for getting started.
It's just this one thing, you would be very surprised at the difference it could make, or you will be very surprised.
It surprised me. I remember a friend of mine said, "Hey Jim, why aren't you on Instagram?" And I said, "Well, Instagram is where I put pictures of my kids or dogs or something, so my mom can see it. I don't know why would anybody care about vacuum kilns on Instagram." I got over that stubbornness, got us on Instagram, and it ended up selling millions of dollars worth of kilns by just showing pictures of what we do, what our customers do, and putting ourselves out there into that digital world. It was insane. And in the beginning, I did it all by myself. without any expertise whatsoever. So we now have Jess and team, which is they're just experts at it. So anyway.
But yeah, like Jim said too, we kept this really simple. And both him and I and our whole team, they're all in this wood industry together. So we get it. We get the people you're trying to come through your doors, and we know who those are, and we know who you are for the most part when it comes to business. So we just wanted to really build a program with people you could trust, to just help you get there. As some things, you just want to be outside, like Jim said. You want to be working in your shop or running the mill or whatever. You don't want to be posting to Instagram, or you don't really want to be doing it often. And that's kind of what we're here for, but so that people do come through your door. And you can be doing those things because your services will be booked out. So I'm going to drop my email in here too, if anyone has any questions they think of later. And we'll send out a replay after this as well.
Yep. And we'll be sending out more information on the program, on the subscription service program, but that would be in all of your best interest in the iDRY customer world to get listed in Google if you haven't already.
And we do have a question here from David Mitchell. So can you comment on the unique challenges of being in a rural low-income region like Appalachia, where few people really want to pay more than 5 cents board foot per day for drying? We have lots of loggers in the area, and the log trucks take it away to more wealthy areas.
Well, you have to definitely look for a niche in whatever area you are, if you want to or need to increase your rate for your service of drying, or your rate for anything, right? So we are also in a really rural area. We face some of the same challenges. There's a limit to everything, but I think the place to start is by looking at what products could you dry that do have a high value. So I wouldn't be talking to maybe sawmillers who are cutting pine or even dimensional hardwoods. I might be looking around at the woodworkers, furniture makers, cabinet shops, custom woodworking shops who are looking for higher quality hardwoods, and then maybe working backwards from there. So iDRY as a kiln exists in between two worlds, between the sawmiller making the lumber slabs and the woodworker consuming that dry material. And I think in your case, it might make more sense to go talk to the woodworkers and see what they say.
And it also depends, and without getting rambly, what else you're doing and what has given you the impression that that's all people want to pay. If it was from a handful of conversations, or has that been from months of trying everything you can do to get customers in the door? Sometimes it feels like that might be how everyone is, and you'd be surprised that's one of the reasons marketing is here, and one of the reasons we say, in addition to word of mouth, especially in areas like that where everyone knows each other, marketing is the key to getting those people who will pay your prices in the door.
Right. That's a great point, Jess. So for somebody like you, David, you could reach into those more wealthy areas, and it could work the other direction, right? If you're able to reach through marketing into those wealthier areas and charge, instead of 5 cents a board foot to dry, but less, maybe somebody in the wealthier area near the city is charging $1 a board foot to dry. Now you can start to compete a little bit, and it could start to make sense for folks who can afford it to ship wood the other way. So rather than thinking about the lumber that's being sawn in your area leaving on a truck to this wealthier area where people can afford more to dry it, you may be competitive with that area to ship it the other way, or at least keep it there, dry it, and then sell it for less. So it's a matter of communicating with people in those areas that you have this service or these products. And the only way you can do that is through marketing.
And you got to remember, you have a huge advantage being a small business owner. Half the time, people would much rather, it doesn't matter if it costs a little more, they'd rather go through that local business and support them than go through the bigger companies.
Yeah. And you need to build value in that.
Right.
You can't, we all feel that way. But we need to convince everybody else to feel the same.
Exactly. Does anyone else have any questions before we wrap this up? We'll give you guys a couple seconds here. Like I said, if you're like me, you'll think of something later. So just email me if you do. And I think that we're good, unless Jim, you have anything else to add?
No, I just thank you for anybody who's listening, who's an iDRY customer, anybody who's not, who's interested in it. We're super happy to welcome you to the family. As you can see, we spend an awful lot of time thinking more than just about building machinery. We really think a lot and act a lot to try and help our customers. We think that we're doing that here. So that being said, we're always open to feedback. We want to hear from our existing customers and new customers, what's working, what's not, and so on. So we're just really happy to be part of this community and trying to solve some problems for everybody.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And thanks again, Jess, for putting this together.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming on, and we hope to see you at the next one in not this Tuesday, but the Tuesday after.
All right.
All right. Have a good day.
Take care.